everybody. Johnny Hiland here in Franklin, Tennessee at Studio 19, here on behalf of Destroy All Guitars and Fat Jimmy Amplifiers. All right, folks, today we're going to talk about my absolute favorite Fat Jimmy amp ever built. Why? Because it's got the highest headroom. It's a 100-watt amp called the Jefferson 100. Totally a beautiful, beautiful amp. Definitely looks similar to an old Fender, but the tone is just beefy, fat, and you have all the headroom you could possibly want. So right now what I'm doing, folks, is running this bad boy into an Avatar 212 cabinet with Celestion G12 K100s in it. Truly, truly love this amp. So what makes this amp so much more special than, say, the old, an old Fender vintage amp? Well, there's a lot, guys. On the left side over here is the tweed side. So I'm going to grab my cable here and slide over to the tweed side. There we go. And all we have here, guys, is volume. We have a bright switch, volume, treble, and bass. That's it. That's all we have. But check out the tone of this. That sounds absolutely incredible. But did you notice we actually have the reverb that is, of course, coming from a pedal. It's not in the amp. But we do have the Jimmy control that actually affects the growl and breakup of both sides of the amp, the tweed side or the blackface side. So that's pretty awesome. So what I'm going to do is turn the Jimmy knob way down. Here's the tweed side without the Jimmy knob. Then I'm going to start turning the Jimmy knob up slowly. You can already hear a major, major difference, and I've only got the Jimmy knob at like 10 o'clock right now. Let me roll it up to 12. The responsiveness of this amp just became so much more ginormous, and the Jimmy knob is only halfway up, guys. Now I'm going to roll it up to 2 o'clock. Here we go. Check this out. Now that is just spanky, right in your face, just grabs a hold of you as a player and throws you around the room a little bit. So now we're going to crank the Jimmy knob all the way up. Here we go. The responsiveness of this amp right here, guys, is mind-blowing, as, for a chicken picker, that is. Just the raw tone of the amp with a J-Rocket Pedals Boing reverb added to it, absolutely fabulous. So now, we've talked about the tweed side. Now let's go over to the beautiful blackface side, and I'm going to turn the Jimmy knob all the way back. So we're going to unplug from there. Now let's talk about the knobs on this side. On this side, we actually have a bright switch again, which I have up. We have volume, treble, middle, bass, and Jimmy. So the Jimmy knob is actually embedded more in the blackface side of things, but it gives it that old Fender look, with the old single channel over here of just the small side, which really isn't. You heard it's just got so much sack to it. It's just awesome. So now we're in blackface mode, though. So I'm going to turn this bad boy up and let you hear it. if you were actually doing a smaller kind of club gig, you could keep the Jimmy knob off and sound like a normal Fender amp, adding pedals to it and that kind of thing. You know, and that's pretty cool. But if you actually want to start adding the girth and bite to that sound, check it out. I'm just going to, well, let's see, I'm going to bring the bass down a touch, and I'm going to start bringing the Jimmy knob up. Here's 10 o'clock. All right, now let's go to 12. All right. Pretty fat right there, guys. I'm going to actually bring the mids all the way. Now let's bring the Jimmy up to 2 o'clock. Pretty sick. Now here's the Jimmy all the way up on the blackface side of things. Holy macaroni, guys. I tell you what, I think I'm jumping out of my own skin here. You know, I'm the type of guy that always drove around a bunch of pedals because anytime I got a backline amp or, you know, you were always praying that it had a decent tone to it. But 9 times out of 10, I had to add a compressor, a delay pedal, a reverb pedal, and then whatever I wanted to use for dirt boxes and, of course, a noise reducer. So, to be honest with you guys, what I'd like to do now is in the blackface side, I'm going to turn the volume down. And I'm going to take the bright switch. Well, I'm going to leave the bright switch on. I'll just turn the treble down. Because what I'm going to do is kick on a compression pedal. Now, did it change the dynamic of the amp? Yeah, but that's why I have a compressor with a blend knob on it. So right now I'm using the Keeley Compressor Plus, and yes, I can add more amp into the compressor. So you have to kind of learn those things throughout the times, guys, as a player. But to be honest with you, this amp truly sounds great without the compressor on. So pretty remarkable. So now I think what I'm going to do is, I've obviously played it for you with single coils. Now we need to switch to a humbucker guitar and add some extra pedals to this bad girl and see how she sounds. All right, guys, now I have switched to my beautiful Kiesel Aries guitar, and just want to show you guys what this bad boy sounds like in the blackface realm now, on the blackface side of the amp. And all I've kicked on is the analog Alien bucket seat. Still have on my Rocket Pedals Boing reverb. Check this out, though, guys. This sounds monstrous. Now, what I'm going to do here is add a little bit more dirt, and try this bad boy on the bridge pickup now. Check it out. Wow, guys, this amp is just tremendous. Very, very uber quiet too. Really, really love that about this amp. Now, as you guys can see, this is not the same size as the Avionic or the 5F6A or, you know, but then again, it's a 100-watt amp, guys. This Jefferson 100 is amazing. And so I have to do one more thing before I get done with this video. I actually brought in my Kiesel SH550, and I just hear what it would sound like to do some Travis style picking on it. Just for you, why not? Let's have some fun. All right, folks, I've got the Kiesel SH550 here, and beautiful seafoam green, makes me think old 50 style rockabilly, and also puts me in the mind of some good old Merle Travis picking and Chet Atkins. So let's have a little bit of fun and hear this bad girl through this beautiful amp. Well, folks, thanks for letting me take the time to do that. I just had to do that through this beautiful Jefferson 100. So, folks, all you need to do now is contact my buddy Cliff Cultreri at DestroyAllGuitars.com. Tell him Johnny Hiland sent you and that you want to place an order for a Fat Jimmy Jefferson 100 today. God bless y'all, and thank you so much for watching. Cheers.